What's up, guys? Today we're coming at you with a Odd Eyes deck profile. So let's jump into this deck profile. Let's see what we're coming at you with. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure, if you're new to the channel, to hit the subscribe button. That'd be much appreciated. Also, too, be sure to leave a like and a comment. That way we know what feedback you got from us, guys. So let's jump into this. Let's see what we're coming at you with. To start things off, we're running 3 Odd Eyes Arc Pendulum Dragon. Arc Pendulum Dragon is one of the main pendulum monsters you want to see. You want to get him in your hand first turn as fast as possible. He's going to help you start getting all your plays going the way you want to. Whenever one of your Odd Eyes cards is destroyed while he's in your pen scale, he's going to help you get that free special summon. We're also running 3 of the original Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. This is the main boss monster to the deck. You want to be able to get to him. He's going to help you to be able to beat down your opponent the way you want to. He's going to help you to be able to get that search for them low level monsters when you need them at the end phase. So he's very, very useful. We're also running 2 Odd Eyes Phantom Dragon. Odd Eyes Phantom is good for getting that extra attack point boost. You know, when he's in your pen scale, he's going to help you to get over a lot of problematic monsters. Also, too, if he's pendulum summoned, if you have, for every Odd Eyes you have in your pen scale, so if you have 2 Odd Eyes in your pen scale and you're able to do damage to your opponent, you can actually do 24 damage to your opponent if you have 2 Odd Eyes in your pen scale. If you only have 1, you do 1200 damage. So he can help you get in that extra damage to get that OTK. We're running 2 Odd Eyes Persona Dragon. Odd Eyes Persona Dragon is good for being a good low scale. Also, too, there's a lot of extra deck monsters that pop out on you, so he's good for making sure that those extra monsters get negated while they're on the field. So he's very, very good. We're also running 1 Odd Eyes Mirage Dragon. Odd Eyes Mirage Dragon, he's needed for the deck. A lot of people hate on him. A lot of people want to cut him, but 1 Odd Eyes Mirage Dragon is always good. For 1, he's the mascot of the deck. 2, he's another high scale. And 3, he can be normal summoned. All good attributes you need in an Odd Eyes deck. We're also running 1 Performapal Odd Eyes Dissolver and 1 Performapal Odd Eyes Synchron. These 2 are just good for helping you beat extra utility cards. Odd Eyes Dissolver is going to be good for making sure that you can get your fusion plays set up the way you want to. Whether you want to go into some random fusion play, it's going to be able to help you do that either on the field, using monsters out of hand and on the field, or he can use stuff out of your pendulum scale too, so that could be very useful. Performapal Synchron is very good for helping you to be able to get into your synchro plays, modulating levels, that way you can get to the plays that you want to get to. We're also running 3 Chronograph Sorcerer and the 1 Time Gazer. This is a nice little package to be able to get your plays started up the way you want to. Chronograph Sorcerer is going to be able to get that free special summon with a monster out of hand whenever card is destroyed on your side of the field. So that can be very useful. And Time Gaze is just another good normal summon. And we're also running 3 Dark Worm and the 1 Donut to go with our coffee. Very, very useful. Dark Worm is one of the, it's in every pendulum deck. It's almost starting to slip into every deck. It's going to be when it's in the graveyard. If you got no monsters on the field, special summon it. And also, too, get to search for the donut. If you normal summon, you also get to search, but he's going to help you get a lot of plays going and start up the way you want to. But that's it for the monsters. For the spell cards, running 3 Allure Darkness. Allure Darkness just to be able to eat through that deck a little bit faster. You're not really drawing 2 cards like a Pot of Greed, but you are getting to eat through the deck, get more resources in the hand, banish out whatever you don't need, and that can help you get to the plays that you want to get to. Also running 2 Into the Void. Into the Void is actually a fairly decently good card to be able to, if you have 3 or more cards in your hand, to be able to draw 1 extra card like an Upstart Goblin. It helps it so that we're not getting to run 3 Upstart Goblin like we did back in the day. So to be able to draw that extra card, just make sure that you either pen summon everything out or got nothing in your hand, or set everything on the field during your end phase. That way you don't have to pitch anything. But other than that, it helps you get to the resources that you need to. Also running one upstart goblin just because I don't want to go too overboard with the Into the Void. You don't want to Into the Void too much and end up having a bunch of junk cards in your hand and you can't do nothing with them. So having the one upstart goblin, yes, you're giving your opponent 1,000 extra attack points, but usually with odd eyes you're going to be able to make that back real fast. We're running 3 of the best searcher in my opinion in the game. Spiral Flame Strike is just over the top good. To be able, if you have a odd eyes on the field, you can destroy a card on the field. That can be very useful depending on what plays you need to make. Also too, you can be able to search out all your odd eyes level 7 monsters, so that can help you get to the places you want to get to when you want to get to them. And the good thing about it is it's not once per turn. You can just do this multiple times in a turn, and that's very, very useful. Also running 2 Duelist Alliance. This is going to help us to get to our Arc Pendulum and our Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon as fast as possible. If it has Pendulum in its name, we're going to grab that card out. It is a once per turn, but still, to be able to get to those cards that we need to when we want to see them, it's very, very useful. We're also running 1 Summoner's Arc. Summoner's Arc is just making sure that we get to that Arc Pendulum as fast as possible. It's going to search out that level 5 or higher normal monster, and that's what Arc Pendulum is. We're also running the 1 Terraforming, 2 Sky Iris, and the 1 Dragon Ravine. This is a nice little package. I still like the way this ratio is. It's going to help me to see the Sky Iris without seeing it too much. Also to the Dragon Ravine to be able to set up the graveyard for whatever I need to at the time. It's very, very useful. Also, speaking of setting up the graveyard, we're running 1 Dragon Shrine and 1 Foolish Burial. Depending on how the plays are setting up, it's good to see this, be able to send my Dark Worm to the graveyard, be able to get that effect special summon back, or I might even need to send Arc Pendulum to the graveyard and get it back. Depending on how I will need to set up my plays, both of these are very good for setting up the graveyard. And lastly, for the spell cards, running 2 Return of the Dragon Lord. Return of the Dragon Lord is a very good card. I like it a lot for the Odd Eyes. To be able to have one of your Odd Eyes in the graveyard, special summon it back, and then have Return of the Dragon Lords to protect your monsters, your dragon monsters, from battle destruction effect is very, very good. But that is it for the main deck. For the extra deck, I'm still running the 1 Perform Power Gatling Ghoul. Gatling Ghoul is good for when we want to make sure we get that extra damage in on our opponent. Sometimes being able to burn the opponent is very useful, and him having a 29 attack body's not that bad either. You can walk on somebody. We're also running 2 Odd Eyes Vortex. Odd Eyes Vortex is just, you know, the main boss monster for the deck. You want to be able to get this card out there as fast as possible to get you that negate that's going to be able to just really put the damper on your opponent's plays. Could be very, very useful. Also too, when it's special summon, to be able to bounce one of your opponent's face up attack position monsters back to the hand could be very helpful also. I'm running 1 Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. I switched out my Boral Sword Savage, my Boral Savage for Crystal Wing, for the fact is, Boral Savage, whenever it's synchro summoned, it is a very good card, don't get me wrong. But whenever it is synchro summoned, it gets the ability to link, attach a link monster to it, and it can get that many negates. Whenever it is sent from the field, like if they kaiju, if they super poly it, if I have to bring it back with Return of the Dragon Lords, it's not going to get the same effect. It's not going to get that boost. So that card will be gone then, and I won't have no way to get no more negates. If they kaiju the Crystal Wing, it can still negate a monster effect. Also too, when you got cards like the big Thunder Dragons, things like that, you can still get over their big monsters and get negates on them too. And if I, like I said, if I have to bring it back with Return of the Dragon Lord, I can do that. So that's the reason why I decided to switch out my Savage Dragon for the Crystal Wing, just to get that extra negate on board, what that can bring back. Also running 1 Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. This card is good for when you're going into time, to be able to just get this card out there, wipe the field, do that damage, and just let the end time procedures go the way you want to. Also running 1 Odd Eyes Meteor Burst. Meteor Burst is going to help you get into a lot of your good plays that you want to, Either you just be able to grab one of your monsters to get extra monster on the field from out of your pen scale, or just hate on your opponent's effects so that they can't activate those monster effects in the battle phase. We're also running one FA Don Dragster. Don Dragster is going to be able to hate on the spell and trap cards. Sometimes your opponent's going to have those iffy cards that you just don't want to go through, and this is another negate that you can get it with. Running one Odd Eyes Absolute. Odd Eyes Absolute is, just helps with the deck so much. Either be a good negator for whenever they try to attack over your cards, or if it's sent to the graveyard, just to be able to make sure you special summon one of your Odd Eyes to the field, and help you get a lot of plays going the way you want to. Also running the one Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. This is also good for the time procedures, to be able to make sure that you can eat up your opponent for whenever they make their plays. If you didn't do all the damage that you want to, put this guy out there, make sure that they start eating themselves up. We're running the one number 11 Big Eye. Big Eye just to be able to snatch steal your opponent's cards. If they get a little too crazy on the other side of the field, remember you got a bunch of level 7s, so you can tell them straight up, listen, we got snatch steal in our deck. You forgot what you was playing against. We're also running the one Heraldic Seal of Heavenly Celestial Spheres. This is just making sure that you have another good interruption on your opponent's turn, to be able to bring out one of your Persona Dragons, to be able to have another negate on board could be very useful. At the same time, bounce whatever problematic card back to hand. We're running the one Heavy Metaphors Electromite. Electromite is just gonna be good in any Pendulum deck as long as we can run it and they don't ban him. It'd be good if they gave us an Odd Eyes Link monster that actually plus the deck better than Electrum and actually work with Odd Eyes, but we'll use what we got. But Konami, give me an Odd Eyes Link monster. We're running one Decode Talker. Decode Talker is still a good generic, Link monster. It's gonna be another negate if your opponent decides to target one of your cards, whether it be your pen scales, whether it be one of your monsters. You can tribute off one of the monsters that this card points to and be able to get that card negated and protect what you need to. We're also running the one Zephyr Metatron because of the pointers pointing down. This card, I would say also too, you could switch out for the new Dragunity Link monster if that was something that you wanted to get to bet you got to your Dragon Ravine that much faster. But still, Zephyr Metatron is very good, making sure you got those pointers so you can actually get those extra pen summons. And lastly, for the extra deck, we're running one Borrelsword Dragon, Borrello, excuse me, not Borrelsword, Borrello Dragon. He's just good for just making sure that your opponent, if they have any other problematic monsters, be able to drop those attack points down, being able to steal their card, very, very useful. But that's it for the deck profile, guys. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Also, be sure to Gallic gun that like button, share, comment, subscribe. Thanks, guys, for all your love and support. We're out.